There's a strange thing happening right now. People are exhausted and somehow still aggressive. Not necessarily outward aggression, more the quiet, passive kind. Short tempers, sniping underhand comments, mocking, scorning, and ridiculing, dressed up as only joking, a casual cruelty that's become strangely normal. Bernice King said it plainly. We cannot afford to regard as normal the presence of injustice, violence, and inhumanity, including its verbal and cyber forms. That line matters because inhumanity rarely announces itself. It creeps in under stress, pressure, and the excuse that this is just how things are. Today isn't about being nice, it's about being human when it would be easier not to. Inhumanity manifests as treating people as though they're obstacles to get through or past, treating systems as more important than humans. Online certainty without curiosity. I'm right, you're wrong. End of conversation. It shows up when nervous systems are overloaded, when people feel cornered, rushed, unseen and unheard. They reduce their field of care. Not because they're bad, because they're protecting something fragile. And the danger isn't anger, it's normalization. When unkindness becomes efficient, when dismissiveness feels justified, when grace is seen as weakness, that's how inhumanity spreads. Quietly, socially, convincingly. If we were talking one-on-one, I wouldn't be asking you to analyse yourself. I'd be listening for where things started to feel tighter than they need to be. I might ask where you've been running on empty. When did being right become more important than feeling peaceful? I'm not suggesting you compromise your values or people please. Save your energy for what's genuinely important. What's been wearing you down quietly? Not to fix it, to notice. Because kindness often returns the moment pressure is acknowledged, not solved. Kindness isn't sentiment, it's nervous system regulation. And when you're regulated, you can afford nuance, patience, and grace. Grace isn't passivity, it's courage under pressure. And benevolence isn't self-sacrifice. It's the quiet orientation of I won't harm another person or energetically detract from any situation. As a result, confidence grows because only a grounded person can stay humane under pressure. Imagine walking through a crowded space with your fists clenched. Everything feels like a threat. Every bump feels intentional. Your body braces in anticipation. Now imagine the same space, but your hands are open. Nothing magical has changed, but your nervous system has. Kindness is an open hand. Grace is keeping it open under pressure. Benevolence is choosing not to clench, even when you could. Inhumanity clenches first, then justifies it later. So you might notice, without forcing anything, where your body tightens. And instead of correcting it, simply acknowledge it. And sometimes when the body feels seen, it loosens on its own. You don't need to be saintly, tolerate harm, or perform kindness. You're simply allowing yourself to remain human, curious, responsive, dignified, even in crowded environments. And as that happens, growth stops being something you chase and becomes something you recognize. And as you listen now, you may notice a subtle shift, a sense that you don't need to hurry humanity or prove it or defend it. You're allowed to move at the speed of integration, and perhaps quietly you remember that growth doesn't always feel like expansion. Sometimes it feels like ease. Sometimes it feels like grace. Sometimes it feels like staying open when closing would be simpler. And for now, that's enough.